the new format for our websites and your menus category. So the thing about it is when you come and visit your site, you have your menus category. And some people are putting just bombarding. It's like you created a page and you put it on your menu, and you had tons and tons of drop downs. It's like every page you created, you had it in a menu. You created menu options so that you can put a page in that menu, and then you created drop downs because you had another category that you wanted to put it in there. Okay, and some people's menus were just too full. Mine's too full, probably. And the thing about it is WordPress came in and did an update based on Google recommendations that you can't have more than 90 items total in your menu category or your menu structure. So when you come to you're on your main site, you're going to come to your menu, and you're going to look and say, do I have more than 90 items on my menu structure? If you do, you cannot add or save your menu until you are 90 or under. So that means you need to come back in here in your menu structure and take off your least relevant topics. It does not remove them off your website. They will still be in there, but they'll be floating pages. They won't have a direct link to them. So until that happens, you cannot add another menu item. You cannot restructure your menu item and save it. It won't allow it. So even though it's here now, if you say, okay, I want to move this one up here, move this one down here, and reorganize it, it won't save it because you have too many in there initially. So what you're going to have to do is go in here and remove some of these drop downs, some of the categories, so that you have 90 or less. Now, if you wanted to add another menu category and add another drop down, then you got to get rid of more. So my first suggestion is some of the categories that were in brunette marketing that are no longer, we don't have an affiliate to go with it yet that we actually make commissions off of. Those should be some of the ones that you remove off your menu and leave them as floating pages. Some of go through your website, because I know when they first built the websites, some of the categories had the same page in multiple categories. Get rid of those. If you have a page in multiple categories, get rid of it. Only put it in one category. If you have 10 different clothing, just get the most relevant clothing item and leave that there. If you have a drop down and you have 20 drop downs under one category, only leave the most relevant. You can only have 90 total at any given time in your menu structure. You can have as many pages as you want in your website, but only in your menu structure, you can only have that amount, 90. Now, with that being said, because this is what confused a lot of people, when you remove those items off your menu structure, it does not remove it out of your website. It's still there. The page is still there. They just cannot get to it from clicking on your menu. The other thing that you can see is that when you actually go to your site, okay, and you go to your category page, so I come here to arts and entertainment and say, well, I took it off my menu structure. That doesn't mean you have to take it off your category page. You can actually come here and add another section and direct them straight to that page that you took off. You can have as many links here for category pages or in your category page that's going to that option or going to the page you took off. You can have as many links on your category page as you want, just not your menu. So if you take something off your menu and you didn't have it on your category page, then that's where you're going to come here and create your little snippet for that item you took off so that they can directly go to it from your category page. So that confused a lot of people. You can have as many, like I said, have as many different pages or links on your category page as you want, as long as it's relevant to this category. Now, you don't want to come here under arts and entertainment and have something related to food. You know, you don't want to, or something related to, beauty and cosmetics. That's not part of arts and entertainment. So you want to make sure that it's in the appropriate category. The other thing is, like I said, when you take it off this menu structure, it's still in your website. It's still in your all pages. And if you really want people to notice it, but it's not relevant enough to stay in your menu structure, then go to that category page and add a link and a brief description so that they can go straight to it from your category. So if you're having issues saving your menu because you changed something or trying to add something and it won't save, that's why. You got too many items in your menu structure and you need to get it below 90, especially if you're going to be adding new stuff to it. So just remember, whenever you get to 90 and you're like, well, I got 90 items, but I want to add this and this, then you got to remember what you're going to take out because you can only have 90. Does that help? Because there was a lot of confusion about that. We've been fielding questions about that for 2 weeks. So does anybody have any questions related to the menu structure?
Eliminating items.
Yes. You just want to, so like with me, I'm going to go here to my menu structure. I know I have over 90. So right here, I'm going to leave this one here, but I'm going to take this one because it doesn't have a link, and I'm just going to remove it.
Okay.
All right. It's still in my system. It's still in my pages. They just can't get to it from here. And since this is already, I'm going to do this one too. Take this one because it mentions artisan soap. I'm just going to remove it. So now I have my chemical free and my save on beauty products. Same thing with some of this. If you have Bitcoin in 2 different places, Almanex is another one. We don't have a link that we're getting monetized for it. So guess what? I can remove it off my menu structure, but it's still in my pages. Okay. Again, I can remove these because I have them mentioned already in my page, so I don't need to add that. I can actually remove this one because it's costumes. I can put it back later. Costumes is, still got a couple more months. Here's Smart Miner. I'm going to leave Smart Miner there. And see, here's all my wine pages. So, see, there's just a ton of wine pages. Germany, I can take that off because we are not in Germany yet. Same thing with Canada. I can take Canada off of my menu structure. Basically, all of these I can take off because we're not there yet.
I thought Canada was getting ready to ship.
It's getting ready. They have a couple more provinces that they're having issues with.
What about
So
UK and Australia? What's their status?
UK will get before Australia. I mean, Australia will get before UK.
Both of them going to be behind, still going to be behind Canada?
No, Canada will be first.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the rest of them will come in.
Okay.
So I'm going to restructure this. Come on. All right, so let's move this because it all moved together. Move. I don't want it to move together. And see, this is because I have more than 90. See how it's just moving it where it wants to move it. I don't want it to do that. Fat burning kitchen. I can remove that one. I'll come back and fix these later. But this is how you want to go in and move some stuff. Just take it off your menu structure. if it's not that big of a deal. E-business, the take credit cards, that is one. We don't have a link for it yet. The blogging with Rory, we don't have a link for that one yet. Even though they do have some options, social media, get that one. These right here, I can actually remove these and come back to these later. And then don't forget, after you remove things, you need to go back and save your menu. All right, so we can leave that free stuff. See, here's Smart Miner again. I already have Smart Miner, so let's remove it from here. I don't need two of them if I'm looking for space and quantity. We're going to leave. Yes.
Is there a way to see how many are in your menu?
No, we've already asked that. We don't have a counter. That's the first thing we asked. That's the first thing we asked in the instructors meeting was like, where's our counter? It's like, you have to manually count it. So, girl, we were all on that one.
I can imagine. That was the first thing when you started doing this. I said, well, where's the counter? I was waiting for you to bring up the counter.
Oh, no. We, trust me, we were all on that one.
Okay.
So here's, I have my coffee, and so I got tons of different coffee ones.
Sheila, you
yes.
probably said this, but okay, what you're taking off, the one you're leaving on, can you refer to the ones you've taken off?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. In your category page, you can actually go in and write a little snippet and then direct them to that page. It's not going away. It's still in your system. They just can't get it from your menu. They'll have to search for it. But now if you want them to be able to have access to it, then all you would have to do is go to your menu. I mean, your category menu, like right here in arts and entertainment, or even the one I just did for promotion. What was it? Decorating ideas. So I could actually come here and do an edit and put in the different ones I just took off.
Right.
And just put in a little, one-liner paragraph and say, oh, if you want information, then visit this page, and send a link to the page I took off the menu structure.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So that's what your category page is for you to put in those floating pages, to put a reference in for them to go to that floating page. The menu structure itself, what it's for is to highlight those specific links that you want people to have ready access to. So, like the paid for chat, stuff like that, I got two of them in here. I only need one. So I'm gonna go through and look and see which one I want to leave. I might want to take one of them out. I don't know. Season and promotional, I want to leave that there. Valentine's, if I want to take Valentine's and history out, I can take that out. I don't know why quick and easy meals is up underneath seasonal and promotional. That's not where it's supposed to be. So like these custom links, I'm just going to take those out, and I'll come back later and just create a section to where I can just put these back in my category menu, and they can just click on the link from there.
Sheila, is there any reason they told you we've got too many? Is there a reason?
The spacing, and because of our websites are so cheap, we were running out of space because people were putting too much information there, and it was just getting too bogged down. And we were thinking that might be one of the reasons why a lot of people's getting denied on Google. They just got it's just too busy. So
Gotcha.
yeah, so you want to make sure your website's clean, what they call clean, which means it's easily accessible. You're not overwhelming people by giving them too much, but yet there's enough there that keeps their interest. If everything's clickable, they don't need to have the search, and Google wants to make sure you have that search, but also that they have something to search. If everything's right there in your menu structure, they're not going to search your website. Google likes to see people searching your website looking for stuff. Because if they can't find it, but they found a lot of other things that's on your site that they like, that's where they're going to fill out your response magic form and say, hey, yeah, I want to keep updated, and or click on your social media and connect with you on Facebook or Instagram, or send you an email and say, hey, I saw your site, you had all this stuff, just wondering if you have this. And then that will give you an option to say, okay, I need this because I got somebody looking for it. And then you can connect with them and say, oh yeah, I found out what you were looking for. Here it is. And you've created a page with the link in it. So that's one of the things Google wants to see. If you have everything in this menu structure, you don't need a search bar because you've got everything right there for them to see. You don't need that. You need to make sure that they have stuff that they can search your pages for and search your website for. So here's another. See, I got Smart Miner in 3 places. I didn't need it. I only needed 1. So you're going to remove that. And Smart Miner's still up there. This right here, don't get a lot of that one. So we're going to leave that. This one I'm going to move Epic Soccer because I know that one's a bad link. Vertical Jump is too. I'm going to take it out.
Really a good idea. It really is a good idea to
Yeah.
push them towards searching.
Yep. You do, and you want them to search your website. So this one right here is one. I wrote this when I was mad because I got a bad experience at a hotel. Needless to say, I didn't give them a good review. So, and then we're going to see if I am under 90. And the way I can see that is when I go to click save. If it does not save, I have more than 90. So menu has been updated. So I'm at 90 or below, which is good. So that's one of the things you want to see, is that if you are getting to the point that you can't save or you can't add new structures, or you add one and you go to hit save or update and it doesn't save, it just keeps spinning and spinning and spinning, or it gives you the message your menu was not updated. That's why you're still over 90. Okay. All right. And again, if you take some out and you below 80 or whatever, and you want to add some in, then do that. But if you have a bunch of them and you want to add them in, then you got to make sure that you're putting them in the right place. If it makes you over 90, then that's where you're going to go to your categories and actually pull up one of your category pages that is appropriate for what you want to add, and then go from there and actually put a little snippet, in the actual category page that will direct them to the page. Like, see this one, my category page on health is really short. I can add more stuff to it if I needed to, which I probably will go in and put some more stuff in here and take some more things off. Same thing with my wine. Fine wines delivered to your door, cooking food and wine. I can probably come in here like these. I don't even have these 2 anymore. I just put that one in, took it off the main menu, which is here's a prime example. I took this off my main category menu, but they can still, or off my menu structure, but here is my little snippet for this same page. So they can click on this page and it's going to take them to my page. Same thing with the 101 aging foods. It's not on my menu structure anymore, but they can come here and read in my category and read, there's a little snippet there, click on it, and it takes them to my page. So I can do that with, more things like metabolic cooking. I took that off my menu a long time ago. Restaurant dishes, it's off. But here's the option for them to go and actually go to the page that it's not on my structure. So I can do this with, Southern Foods and Wines or whatever, Southern Foods, and literally keep on working down my website until I have it to where I want it, where it's streamlined. There's a few very trending, popular, relevant topics on the main menu structure. It doesn't look scraggly though. You don't want to dwindle it down so much to where it doesn't look like you have anything. And then you don't want your menu structure or your category menu to be so long that, people's not going to read it. you want it to be a kind of a mixture of two. You got a lot of interesting information, but you got enough that where people can see one topic and then maybe search for another topic that's relevant. But everything should be able to be seen in your categories, either through a search, your menu structure, or your category pages. So I hope that clears up some of the questions. Let's see what's in the chat. Gotcha. Yeah, it's been a little dry spell. I was kind of twiddling my thumbs last week going, oh God, I miss my students. So, but it's okay. I had a good time with my family. So that's all I have for that particular section. That's all I had to do to go over. So if anybody has anything they want me to show or to go over in particular, just unmute yourself or type it into the chat and I will do my best to go over it. Anybody? No?
Sheila, can I once again, I got into Sephora, everything was fine, da 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 da. Went in yesterday, haven't been on for a while, and guess what? I was
Everything's gone.
denied.
How do you get denied for Sephora?
I don't know.
Is it Sephora
Anyway,
Tipping Circle?
I don't know, but I was just so frustrated. I just said, okay, I'll
We'll
go
get
work on my wine.
we'll get together this
Okay.
week. I'll get my calendar. I know tomorrow I'm going to be really busy catching up. So from
Okay.
Friday, so I'll Skype you and see what day we can get together and
Thank
figure
you.
that
Just
out.
a few minutes,
Yeah,
because I've been a bad girl. I haven't done too much work.
that's okay. Hey, it's the summertime. And like I said, I got a cousin that has a beach house. I got another cousin. He just got a brand new pool. And every time he turns around, he wants family over, and my daughter's getting ready to have a baby and she wants me up there with her 24/7. And it's like my grandson wants to be at the ball field or at the pool. My niece, my granddaughter, she wants to be wherever her brother is. And I'm going, there's only one of me. I need to sleep sometime. So summertime is the, oh goodness. Okay. Well,
I think we all have that because I have the last week. I haven't done really anything.
yeah. And it's just, I mean, when you have 100-degree weather and you walk outside and the heat hits you the time you open the door and you just want to turn around and come back in and like, okay, just give me a cool sheet and a pillow and the couch or my recliner and just let me marinate right here for a minute.
Exactly. Because I think today we're going to hit the 3 digits.
Yeah.
We're going to be over
Oh,
100.
Yeah.
God.
I think Kathleen said today in Arizona, they're going to be 116 is their high.
Oh, no. I remember
Yeah.
those days because I lived
But
down
it's a
in
dry
Hawaii.
heat.
Yeah, it's dry heat, but that's still heat. I mean, I think the highest here it's been in North Carolina is we had 107 one year. And that was, I mean, it gets 90 here and I'm like, give me my fan, my ceiling fan, and the air conditioner's at 68. My husband's like, what are you doing? Trying to stay cool.
Well, I know that I run in and out of the shower, in the shower, out of the
Yep.
shower, in the shower, out of the shower. So